On Thursday, April 14, 2022, Elon Musk announced an offer to buy Twitter for $54.20 per share. On April 25th, Twitter accepted the deal. By July 8th, Musk wanted out. On October 4th, Elon Musk reversed himself and offered to honor his original proposal to buy Twitter for $44 billion. Now, as of November 22, Musk warned staff about possible bankruptcy. What possibly went wrong? This is a huge drama with a lot of fast-moving parts to it, so fasten your seatbelts, it'll be a bumpy ride. Let's go ahead and start with the video. A decade ago, Twitter's future was looking bright. The company benefited from a flood of funding into the social networking space, eventually leading to a $1.8 billion IPO in 2013. Twitter is now back in private hands, and they happen to be Elon Musk's hands, the world's richest person and one of the app's most prominent provocateurs. But Twitter wasn't exactly a roaring success before Elon Musk took over too. Despite its 400 million users, Twitter was only profitable on rare occasions. Its user base and advertising revenues are insignificant when compared to social media competitors like Facebook and TikTok. Also, Twitter always remains the center of controversy due to the spread of fake news and misinformation, which has occasionally resulted in bullying and violence. Investors were becoming concerned about Twitter's business model. The company was generally unprofitable, struggled to compete with Google and Facebook, and frequently discontinued popular products with no explanation. But one thing, the possibility of a Twitter bankruptcy was never considered. However, under Musk's chaotic leadership, the self-acclaimed meme lord billionaire has reportedly told staff that bankruptcy may be on the verge if Twitter does not start making more money. How is this possible? And what exactly has changed? Since taking over Twitter nearly 1 month ago, the tech billionaire has fired half of the company's employees, fired most of its executive leadership, and demanded that those who remain return to the work office immediately, effectively ending remote work, monthly days of rest, and free food. He's also warned employees that the road ahead is hard and will require intense work to succeed, and that bankruptcy is a possibility if the company doesn't stop bleeding cash. Musk is in a rush to shore up cash, and with $1.2 billion in annual interest payments from the acquisition due, and potentially increasing with rising interest rates. But with brands cutting back on spending as recession fears loom, he's also racing to find new revenue streams. As his team works around the clock to add the blue verification checkmarks to the subscription product, impersonator accounts run rampant, resulting in a brand exodus that costs the company $4 million every day. Elon Musk, after purchasing Twitter, painted an incredibly bleak financial picture for the company and outlined changes in a meeting with employees in his first company-wide emails, amid a mass firing of executives, including those in charge of content moderation and security. Musk warned employees at the meeting that Twitter did not have enough cash to survive. The social media company had a multi-billion-dollar negative cash flow. Musk went on to say that he recently sold Tesla stock in order to save Twitter. He sold nearly $4 billion in Tesla stock. Despite all of this, Musk stated that Twitter was still overstaffed following the mass layoffs of half the company's 7,500 employees last week. The remaining employees needed to be more hardcore. He also intends to end Twitter's remote work policy, and that he wants employees to refocus on generating revenue and combating the high amount of spam on Twitter. Twitter was overly reliant on advertising and vulnerable to brand spending cuts, and will need to increase revenue from subscriptions. Having paid $44 billion for Twitter, he is under a lot of pressure to make the deal work. However, Twitter has lost money for 8 of the last 10 years, and its revenue growth has been slower than competitors. He also saddled the company with $13 billion in debt for the buyout, and is now obligated to pay $1 billion in interest payments each year. Twitter is losing $4 million per day as a result of all of this. Twitter earns roughly 90% of its revenue from advertisers, some of whom have shied away from the platform in recent days due to doubts about Musk's commitment to removing toxic content from the platform. But he is Elon Musk, and he responded by threatening advertisers who choose to stop spending with a thermonuclear name and shame. Musk cashed in some of his Tesla stock in his $44 billion purchase of Twitter, but he also heavily burdened the social media platform with $13 billion in debt, which is a massive liability for a company of this size. To put this in context, the debt is approximately 7 times the company's projected earnings for 2022. It's essentially a massive credit card with a $1 billion annual payment. That's a problem for Twitter. given that its cash flow for things like debt payments was only $632 million last year. However, Musk may be able to avoid the major financial blunder if he declares bankruptcy. He could theoretically use more of his Tesla stock to bail out Twitter, or he could turn to his co-investors, which would almost certainly have no trouble finding the money. However, if Musk and his supporters believe that Twitter is not worth investing more money in, the staggering debt payment could help make the case that bankruptcy is the best option for the company. If you owe the bank $100, that's your problem. But if you owe the bank $100 million, that's the bank's problem. That's exactly what's going on with Musk and Twitter. If Twitter declared bankruptcy, investors and other lenders could take over the company while Musk remains the CEO. Bankruptcy would allow Musk to refinance the debt, improving the company's financial stability. Financial analysts have pointed out that Musk overpaid for Twitter since the deal was completed. Musk's attempts to back out of the deal proved that he had reservations about the $44 billion price tag. Knowing this, forcing Twitter into bankruptcy may help Musk restructure the debt in a more favorable manner. The departure of a slew of top executives, some of whom were responsible for things like platform safety and compliance with federal regulations, is putting even more pressure on the company. The personnel turmoil, combined with the fact that major advertisers such as General Motors, Pfizer, and United Airlines have paused advertising in the midst of the chaos, has added to the company's stress. This is despite Musk's assurances to businesses that Twitter would not become a free-for-all hellscape. Even if Twitter declares bankruptcy, it will most likely continue to operate normally. These are legitimate concerns about Twitter's long-term financial viability. Musk has gone to great lengths to make Twitter more cost-effective. However, this did not change Musk's assessment of the company's core problem, which is that it has only one primary source of revenue: online advertising. It is an unfortunate reality for the company at the moment, given that it is a bad time to be in the online advertising business. The tech industry has been rocked by a significant decrease in ad spending. Meta, the parent of Facebook, has laid off 11,000 employees. Snap laid off 20% of its employees. Other ad-dependent tech companies such as Spotify and Google's YouTube are also feeling the effects. So Musk's solution is to kickstart Twitter Blue, charging $8 per month for the once coveted blue check. According to Musk, being verified on Twitter will no longer be reserved for the elite, and more people will be authenticated. So far, the program's introduction has had the opposite effect. A flurry of accounts impersonating celebrities such as LeBron James, former President Trump, and corporations such as Eli Lilly and Pepsi demonstrated how quickly the blue check for sale option could be used to spread deception. Twitter Blue appears to have been paused in an effort to combat the proliferation of impersonators. Twitter Blue is no longer available for purchase, and accounts created on or after November 9, 2022 will be unable to subscribe to Twitter Blue at this time, according to the company's website. Twitter did not respond to a request for comment because it does not appear to have any communications staff in the aftermath of the mass layoff. Twitter Blue is not yet the profitable venture that Musk had hoped for. And given its feedback and chaos, Twitter Blue is clearly not the savior that Musk requires right now. That pretty much concludes this video, guys. Do you think that a social media giant like Twitter Incorporated and genius like Elon Musk could really declare Twitter's bankruptcy? Let us know in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. And remember, make sure to subscribe to this channel with bell notifications on if you enjoy watching our content. We upload some pretty awesome stuff here which you'll certainly enjoy. So hit a like on the video, leave a comment below, and see you guys in the next one.